Aloha, friends and neighbors. Raleigh Frost here, Kona Astrologer, 322-3584, RolandFrost@yahoo.com. And I'm going to do show number 1146 for you. We're going to go after the last week in November, see what comes up. And let's see, I got some notes here, what's happening. There's a full moon on the 23rd at 1 Gemini. And that's a continuation of the 1 degree lunations. The bad one, this is a great lunation because it sextiles and trines the nodes. And it's going to bring back the mother, yes, which you haven't had for a month. That's why there's so many killings and so much hate, because Uranus squared the nodes. The nodes are the nurturing part of Mother Mary. Yes. And so when Uranus squared it and we had a full moon hit it, took away all the nurturing and the mothering, and we're left with a bunch of hate. So this brings it back. Yeah, celebrate the full moon, November 22nd. And, make a prayer to Mother Mary, because she's coming back for a month. Hooray! Also, Mercury goes stationary retrograde Friday afternoon, and Venus goes stationary direct Friday morning. A lot of action going on in the sky. The Sun conjuncts Jupiter on November 25th. There's a lot of optimism coming around. However, when it does, it squares Mars, and the expansion may be accompanied by a lot of too fast, too quick, too angry, too selfish. Hopefully it will be tempered, because Neptune stations on November 25th at the same time. A lot of action going on in the sky, huh? Yeah. Neptune will bring a lot of sensitivity and feelings of Jesus coming along. And we finally got Mother Mary and nurturing back from the moon. So things are looking up for a while. Yep. Let's take a look at it day by day. Here I got the chart. I've drawn it carefully for you. And we're going to run the moon around the edge. It goes all the way around in a month. And as it makes angles, squares and trines, it's the language of astrology, squares and trines. Squares are hang-ups, obstacles. Trines are letting go and things just smoothly go ahead. That's the way life works. So these red lines here, 90 degrees, are squares. These are obstacles and difficulties, see? Here's Uranus squaring the nodes. Been like that for a month. But here's the new moon, the new full moon, see? And it sextiles the north node and trines the south node, and it loosens it up and gives Mother the power. The nodes are mother things, they're moon things. Yes. Anyway, there's stuff going on here. Here's Mercury getting into some trouble. I'm going to square Mars here towards the end of next week. The Sun is going from 24 Scorpio to 4 Sag. As it gets into 4 Sag, which it will do here in about 6-7 days for you, start to square Mars, and there's more angriness around again. Sometimes you can use that angriness, to do physical work. Just ask yourself what you're protecting. Let's look at it in detail. As on the Thursday night show, the moon's still in Pisces. And late Thursday night here, we got Jupiter and Mars. And a lot of testosterone going. Friday morning here, the moon goes by Mars. Watch your temper. If you get impatient or angry, ask yourself what you're protecting. You may have to ask that question more than once. When you figure out what you're protecting, all the anger and impatience goes away, and there's physical work to do. That's the way you work with Mars. Okay? Yes. There is a sextile to Saturn here. When's that? Oh, that's at 7 degrees. That's right here. I didn't mark it in. Right here. So that's Friday before lunch. You can get organized after a morning of impatience and angriness if you're not careful. As you go through the end of Friday, you're coming up on Neptune, and Neptune is slowing down. So this is a spiritual time, a sensitive time, time for music, time to read Jesus. When you read the Bible, every time you read the word heavens, substitute sky. Yes, King James changed it. It's actually sky in Aramaic. Anyway, here's Mercury in square to Neptune, and so there's a lot of confusion here. And Mercury stopping, going retrograde, and Neptune retrograde. You could lose things. It could be difficult to talk Friday night, Saturday morning. Watch your keys. Don't lose them. The moon goes through Pisces the rest of Saturday, and in the evening, here's a nice trine to the sun. You got some ambition. You got a plan. Hooray. There it is. Saturday night. Looking good. Sunday the moon shifts into Aries, and right away it makes a nice trine to Jupiter. There's wisdom, there's natural knowing. Aha, now I see it clear Sunday morning. Hold on to that, because Sunday night around dinner time, the moon squares Saturn, and we get stuck. Not enough money, not enough time. This is kind of like manic depressive. Here's manic Sunday morning. Here's depressive Sunday night. So, Monday the moon's still in Aries. Makes a nice trine to Mercury. Kids are happy. We can talk and communicate. Good Monday morning. Time you get to Monday night, however, there's a square to Pluto, and we're going on power trips and control trips. And you had to watch that a little bit. Yeah. Tuesday morning, the moon's still in Aries, and it makes an opposition to Venus. Hard to get going. Not much pleasure and fun around. Feels like interruptions to most of the things you like. And here's that Uranus. In the middle of Tuesday, the moon goes by Uranus, squares the nodes, cuts out the mothering and the nurturing temporarily. Not a real good time Tuesday morning. Tuesday night, well, we finally got a goodie. We got a sextile to Mars, and we got a trine to Saturn, and it's just physical stuff. Get the physical work done Tuesday night. You can do it very, very well. You'll be happy with it. On Wednesday, the moon's still in Taurus, makes a sextile to Neptune. Play a little music while you work. In the evening, here's a trine to Pluto. We discovered the proper way to do it. A lot of discovery happens Wednesday night. Nice, yeah. Continues through Thursday in the middle of the day. Then the moon shifts into Gemini. And here is that full moon. It's Thursday afternoon. And this is a good one because it sextiles and trines the nodes. It brings the mother back into our life. We'll have some compassion. You know, I like the Mayan greeting. In la catch, I am another you. That's what we need in this age of Aquarius. And we'll get a little bit of it back now for a month. After that last month, no nurturing and no mothering. It's still a little rough Thursday night because here we got the square to Mars. Early in the morning, Friday, square to Mercury, or in opposition to Mercury. Everybody's going too fast. Rough talk. Yeah, this is some angriness here, some road rage. Thursday night, Friday morning. And it continues with some confusion through Friday or the 23rd when around dinner time, here's a square to Neptune. So it's a day of confusion Thursday night and Friday morning. You'll lose things. Go slow. On Saturday, the moon's still in Gemini, and it changes a lot. Here's a trine to Venus after breakfast. Sweets. You could stay in bed Saturday morning. You'll be lucky. And then in the afternoon of Saturday, here's a sextile to Uranus. There's some brotherhood going. In La Ketch, there's some love. It's nice. And we got our nodes back. There's some mothering around. Here on Sunday, the moon is shifted into Cancer. And whoops, there it is. It actually shifted into Cancer after dinner Saturday night. And you're going to start feeling the opposition to Saturn. Things are closing in. Too many lines, too many signs, too many rules and regulations. Too much governing here. It's a little cold too. But snap right out of it, because after you go through the Saturn business, depression, here in a couple hours later, here's a nice trine to Mars. Got a little zip going here. Get out and do something physical. And that'll take you right out of those blues that you got caught in Sunday morning. There's Neptune here after dinner on Sunday. Good time for church, for music, for reading Jesus. Jesus was trained in astrology, huh? I have the evidence. I have his birth date. I took up Moby Dick's work, finished it. So I know who Jesus was. He's a lovely man. You can't think he was a Pisces. No, he was an Aquarian guy. He was homeless. Just read Jesus, that New Testament, consider his lifestyle. He slept in the fields. He had no home. He wandered around. He's a homeless guy. He was trained in astrology in Alexandria. The three wise men had a lot of money. And they set him up. They got him out of town so Herod wouldn't get him. Same thing happened to Kamehameha. Gave him a nice place to grow up, nice healthy place. Then when his education time came up, they bankrolled him to Alexandria. You could walk to the Alexandria Library from where Jesus lived. And that's where they trained the finest astrologers in the world. So Jesus came out of there after 7 years or so with an astrolabe of gold around his neck. He could do charts. And he was a doctor, a historian, a scientist. The 7 sacred sciences, he was a master. So he's not quite what you think when King David or when King James got a hold of him. They tried to turn him into a priest. He wasn't a priest. He went into the temple and turned over all the tables. The priests, the Sadducees, and all those guys, they hated Jesus. He was a disruptive influence. He was a rebel. He was an Aquarian, not a Piscean. Anyway, that's the truth of it. People will argue about it. Here's Pluto, real late Sunday night. Don't argue. Doesn't make any sense. Just look at his lifestyle. You'll see. He looks like an old hippie, doesn't he? Walking around barefoot with not a place to lay his head. Long hair. No. He wasn't from the temple. He was from the people. That's your lesson for Sunday the 25th.